Hi there, it's Rich. I thought this might be a good time to do a quick tutorial on hammoiking, which is to basically set up a hammock or a hammock and do the practices out in the woods or nature. And so you might say, Rich, come on, everybody knows how to set up a hammock. True. But there's a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's an oika way. And so today, what I thought I would do is to show you, or at least give you a glimpse of the oika way. So I've been here before, and I already have a sense for this place that I'm going to show you. But even as I was just coming around the corner, it started, to work. The process began of setting up a hammock. You see, the thing is, setting up a hammock for hammoiking is a deeply ecological practice, because what you're doing is you're putting yourself into a relational state of mind. In other words, you're kind of scanning the environment for relationships, and in a way you're kind of attuning to those relationships as well. And so this spot here, I happen to know, is an amazing hammoiking spot. It's got this beautiful pond, so there's the edge of the water here, and there's these beautiful trees that are spaced almost perfectly. And when I say spaced almost perfectly, I mean they're in a really a good relationship with each other. That's what I'm saying, is that I've tuned into this relational way of awareness and noticed that these trees have really good relationships between them for hammocking. So that's what I'm saying. It's really kind of an ecological process right from the start. So this is the spot, and you can see there's lots of activity down in the water. There's tadpoles, and how about that guy? Watch. If you can't see him yet, you will in a minute. That guy. So there's all this really cool, and the birds, and the light, and the trees. I mean, look at this place. It's absolutely magical. I mean, am I right? Look at this place. So, and it's a swamp. Well, this is swamp magic. And so anyway, this is the place that I have decided, or actually it's decided, I haven't selected it, it selected me, to set up a hammock. Normally, I'd be much more tuned in, but I'm doing a video, so I have to kind of pay attention to this. But you get the idea. So the spot that I was thinking, I had originally thought about those trees over there. But you see how they're perpendicular to the path? Whoa. Which probably isn't quite a good situation. And then I thought about these here. These trees, these beautiful little white pines are just asking to be in a hammock situation. But they're kind of close to this path, and if people come through or dogs, I kind of don't want to be right in the way there. So the other place that I looked, oh wow, look at those. These are just blossomed recently. Sorry, this is getting long. Oh, look at this. Look at that beautiful green lusciousness. Wow. Oh, I can't even tell you how amazing that feels. And so the spot that has selected me, this is a little visitation. I'm gonna do, right now it would be the perfect time to do one of Fred's audio-visual practices to follow an insect. I'd love to. Alas, I have to do this. So this is the spot. What's really interesting about this, you'll notice that this tree is dead, even though it's covered with life and still in a dynamic process. The tree itself is dead. And then there's this beautiful red oak. Oh, and to just sort of feel it. And the idea here is to kind of come into a place and kind of ask permission in a way. And I think, in the past, this place has certainly welcomed me, so I feel pretty welcome now. One other thing you want to do, this is just a sort of housekeeping thing, is to scan up in the canopy to look for issues, what they call widowmakers, which are basically big branches that may or may not fall. And there is one here that I have noticed. There's a tree right there, that big old snag that could potentially fall. And the way it's leaning, it looks like it could go right here. But hey, what the hell? If it falls on me, it's worth it. I don't think you should be like that. I think you should be safe. I'm just saying I'm willing to take the chance. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up the camera here nearby, and I will walk you through the process. So here we are. The spot has selected me. Put my bag here, and the first thing I'm going to do, take out my lunch. The second thing is I like to hammock with a pillow. I know, decadent. And then the hammock itself. So you'll notice it's not like stuffed into a sack or anything like that. Just put in here in a very convenient and frictionless way. The easier it is to access, the more likely you are to use it. And so what I'll do is I'll start at this end and sort of judge where it should be. And I'm going to give it a couple of wraps. So the idea here is to really take care of the tree. So I'm going to wrap it a couple of times just to minimize any compression or any sort of damage that I might do to the tree. Now, this is really important. I'm going to stop for a second. I want to take a minute to go over why that is. When you come in to do hammocking in a place like this, if you come in with this attitude that you're here to do something and you're going to do it and you're going to, I'm going to just set it up where I want, and I don't, it doesn't matter if I do damage, and I can clear brush away, and I can do all this stuff, and I can just come in and if you come in with that intention and that energy, you're going to get it reflected back at you. And so hammoiking is really about paying attention to our intention. And because we're going to have to live in that for a time. And especially if we succeed in becoming open and receptive, you're going to feel that energy reflected back at you. So what I'm saying is, this is part of the practice. This sense of gratitude and anticipation and openness and kindness, really, for a place, and you will be met with what you project. And this is an incredibly important message, because what it means is the difference between getting to live in the world or having to live in the world. If I come in here with this attitude and this sort of carelessness, I have to live in that environment of carelessness. But if I come in with a sense of care and lovingness and affection, or whatever it is, then I get to stay in it. It's the difference between having to live in the world and getting to live in the world. Trump has to live in the world. I get to live in the world. And that's a choice. So I've said that's why I take so much care to take care of the trees, because they're going to take care of me while I'm here. All right, so the second half I'm just going to set up over there, and then I'll come back and do some stuff. Okay, so I have set up the other side. I'll just show you that. It's really simple. Just as many wraps as I can get to spread out the weight. Now you may notice also that there's a slant here, inclination to the hill that I've sort of accounted for. And I've set it up so that it's about, a foot off of the ground, and when I get in it, I'll probably be closer to 6 or 8 inches off the ground. So now what I'll do is take what I need. So my water bottle, put that handy, and then launch. All right, and so what I'm gonna do now is I like to take my pillow, just kind of lodge it in there, come around to the other side, and then just take a moment to kind of reestablish, recenter my intentions, to feel a sense of openness and gratitude for this place and for this moment. I really want to do that. And then to get into a hammock, you kind of have to be a little careful. I have seen people sort of go end over on this. I just sort of put my weight down and then just bring my feet around. Oh my God, I can't tell you how good this feels. You have to just do it. Yeah, so now it's really about shifting again. It's about settling in and slowly beginning to let things present themselves. And my whole life I've been just fascinated with how when you sit quietly and still with an open intention, how creatures and phenomena will present themselves. It's an unbelievable practice that it's simple but powerful, and but anyway, that's what hammoiking is about. And we'll get into what all the different practices are, or what some of them are that you can try from the hammock or the hammoik. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And I guess I just want to say, I know this looks like just relaxing and it's a very sort of like hedonistic kind of thing, but this is the work of Oika. And it is work because it's not easy to find the time and to expend the energy to do this every day. Culture works against you, and so it's not easy to get out here and to do this. It has to be important to you, and it will be if you let it. It has its own way of making itself matter. And yeah, so I'm excited. I'm ready to start. Doing this video has been really disruptive to my own sort of hammoiking practice, so don't get the idea that you should be talking to a camera or doing all this stuff. I just think this is what it looks like. This is setting up the conditions for ecological intelligence to start communicating. And one of the things I kind of noticed right off was this beautiful little guy here. I mean, this little thing, this little tree here, just how precious it is. It's a little, I think this is actually a moss, but it's giving it a go here. And I aim to help it. All right, so that's a quick tutorial on hammoiking. We'll see you on the board.